What's going on, everybody? So today, what I'm going to be working on in Richard's legendary garage is my 1995 Legend Coupe 6-speed, and what I'm going to do is I want to use this radiator and test it in the JDM sedan. And the reason I want to do that is because this is a working radiator. So I won't have to go out and buy a new one for that car yet. And also, I already have a replacement for this. I purchased an all aluminum radiator for this car probably about a year ago, I'd say. It was part of a group buy. I'll get into a little bit more details on that radiator later in the video, but for now, just going to be working on taking this one out. So I just wanted you guys to be able to follow along here with this project. So basically all I've done so far is I disconnected the battery and removed it, took it out of the car. I will be eventually removing the battery tray, this plastic piece, and the metal tray that goes beneath it. And then I'm also going to be removing some of this intake tubing here, maybe the air box, I'm not sure yet. But that way I can get better access down here. So first thing I'm going to do, like I said, is loosen up these guys. Oh, this one's already loose. So I know that these things tend to crack pretty easily. You'll find a lot of times there's cracks in these corrugations here. Somewhere will be a crack. So I don't really want to push and pull this too much. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the, let's see, there's like 2 or 3 little bolts that hold this guy in. So I'll go ahead and do that. I think I'm just going to leave that right there. So I'll put this screw back in. There you go. So that's what I'd recommend you do. Also, there's another screw down here if you do want to take this out. There's 2 of those to pull this out. But for what I'm doing today, it's going to work just fine. And I actually need to replace the clip on this guy. So that's one thing I'll do. Alright, so the next thing is going to be taking out the battery tray. You may have seen I have an oil catch can here. It's aftermarket. I made this little bracket to hook it onto the battery tray. So anyways, I've got to take this off. Alright, so that pulls right out. Take these guys out. And look down here and voila. So there's the battery tray removed. I believe there's supposed to be 4 of these little screw bolts in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mine only had 3. There was one missing right here, so I'll try to find a replacement when I put this back in. So next thing I'm going to work on is, I guess, got to sort of disconnect the oil catch can. I think the easiest place to do it is just to pull the PCV valve. Let's see. Kind of snake it through here. And swing this out of the way like that. So I am noticing there's some sort of oily kind of residue on this tube. So I'm going to look into that, see what might be causing that. That's a problem for another day. So still want to be focusing here on the radiator area. So one thing you'll notice, this overflow reservoir is connected here on the top. Oh, and you should just be able to basically pull that off, just like I did. Try not to make a mess. This blue coolant, any coolant, will stain. So let's wipe it off before it stains. Alright, so the next thing that's in the way is going to be, here's what our progress is so far. So we've got this area down here nice and cleared out. We have this area right in front of these fans, or behind these fans, I guess, is nice and cleared out. And so we need to move this, this is like a relay box. It's bolted to the radiator. So I'm going to undo these bolts so we can swing this out of the way. And then basically the whole top side here is exposed. Obviously we still have to disconnect the top radiator hose, but we're going to do that after we drain the system. Alright, well I think that's it for the top. So let's get this up on some jack stands so that I can access the bottom of this here. That way I can drain it, access any connectors or anything that's connected to the radiator on the bottom side. I want to go ahead and deal with all of that. Then I'll come back up here on the top side, remove this, and pull the radiator out. Alright, so off camera, I went ahead and put the car up on jack stands. Came down under here, underneath the front. Took off the underbody shield, plastic thing at the bottom. There's a series of bolts and clips and all sorts of things that hold that in. Then I just went ahead and drained the radiator fluid. Disconnected the transmission cooler lines. I'll show you those in a minute. They're down and connect to the bottom of the radiator. Disconnected, there's a wiring harness that runs across the bottom. Let's see, with 3 clips on it. 2 of them are for the fans. 1 of them is for the temperature sensor that goes into the radiator down there at the bottom. Disconnected the lower radiator hose, and yeah, just basically make sure that everything's disconnected down there. There could be a wiring harness or something like that clipped into the bottom of the radiator potentially. So like I said, disconnected the lower radiator hose, just got done disconnecting and taking off the upper radiator hose. And so here I am. So the last thing that I should have to do take the radiator and fans out together. That's what I'm going to try to do. It looks like it shouldn't be an issue. So just have to take off these top brackets here. There are two different style bolts. Two different style bolts in there. Oh, okay. This has been hacked. That sucks. That has been hacked up by the previous owner. So it looks like a bolt, one of these the top bolt that I took out on this side here, looks like it at one point in time must have gotten rusted down in this hole or something like that. I guess they cut off the top, and I can tell that they tried to drill out the rest of it, but I guess they just gave up. Moved this just a little bit to the side here, rotated it, and then just drilled this sucker down in there. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to see what I might be able to do to improve this. It might just be what it is. I hate that. I hate when people, previous owners, do something like that to a car. But anyways, take off both of these brackets. There are cushions, grommets, rubber pieces that go in here. I went ahead and I'll show you all the parts that I ordered pretty soon here, but I wasn't sure exactly what was going to be good and what wasn't going to be good, what's reusable, etc. So I went ahead and just bought all new parts, including new rubber pieces here. So these look like they're in pretty good condition. I'll compare them to the new ones. Anything that still looks good, I'll reuse and just return, what I bought. So, as you saw, that came loose pretty easy. Really, it looks like I just have to sort of be careful here about the throttle cables. Easy peasy. So, got your radiators. Oh, spilled some coolant. Amateur hour over here, huh? Amateur hour. But, anywho, got that wiped up. Turn that a little bit. Hopefully y'all can see this. So lower radiator hose connects here, sensor, here's where the transmission connects, here and here. Drain line, clips for the fans, and then the third place that the harness connects to is that sensor there. So I'm going to remove these two fans from the back of the radiator here. We try and find some new hardware. That hardware looks nasty, rusted down there. Work on, just cleaning this up, making it look nice, and basically installing these two fans the same way on the other radiator, the all aluminum one. I'll show y'all the details on that in a minute. Basically just swap over any type of hardware I can or get new hardware. Down at the bottom where the radiator sits into the this front support piece, the lower one, are more cushions or bushings. So make sure that you get both of those out and inspect them, potentially order new ones like I did. Then I'll go through here and I'll clean up everything, make everything look nice. And anytime I have parts and pieces out of the car, I try to clean up everything, that's accessible.